Hey guys, and welcome back to Treasure Theory. Today is November 7th, which means OP-13, Carrying Out His Will, is officially out. We got our hands on this box. Unless you were at some sort of pre-release tournament or something like that, you could only get your box today, which is super exciting. And I also got my box topper, which is great as well. Very controversial with these. Apparently some stores have been keeping them and telling people they didn't get them, and there's a $1,000 chase card in this, which is super interesting, and we'll get into that and all that sort of stuff. But guys, I mainly want to talk about a couple of very important things with this set and with the One Piece TCG in general, especially if you're somebody that's looking to collect, to invest, all that sort of stuff. And on top of that, I do owe you guys an apology. But before we get into it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate all the love and support you guys give me. And without any further ado, let's start talking about OP-13. First off, guys, I just want to owe up to something. I love the One Piece TCG. I try to research as much as I can, but I'm only human, and I do work a lot. I have two jobs. I'm doing post-secondary. Sometimes I'm not on top of my game like I should. And in my last video, we were talking about OP-13, and I failed to acknowledge two important things. That the Gorsay had a god pack. You could only get these alternate versions of the Gorsay from a god pack, and that there was an alternate version, and the fact that there was a pre-errata Ace wanted poster from Wave 1, which is why the price was higher than the other wanted posters. I should have done more research, and I owe up to that, and I do apologize. I am a very busy guy. I try to make videos and stay on top of my research when I can, but unfortunately, I think I jumped the gun with that video, and I do apologize. I will try and do better. But with that being said, now that OP-13 is officially out, and it's been out for a little bit now in terms of like people selling cards and stuff, we do have some sort of price action. However, there are still some warnings I want to give to you about this set that I think are really important and unique. But let's just kind of look at the market and start things off. So first of all, when we look at TCG Player, we can see that this is not correct. We've got the gold Shanks SP ahead of everything, which makes no sense to me because it's not the top chase card. It's one of them, but it's not the top. This is currently saying it's around a $1,900 market value, which I think is fair. I have been seeing people on some Facebook marketplaces that I'm on selling this card for that price, and the alternate silver version is around 900 US, which I also think is very close to what I'm seeing as well. Seeing it about 13, 14, 1500 Canadian as well. Let's take a look at the manga cards real quick. So guys, first of all, the three manga cards that come in this, the Luffy, Sabo, and Ace, I've been seeing the Luffy selling for the highest for roughly like $2,700 Canadian, which is like what, 2,100, 2,200 US. It's saying here that the market price is about 1,400 US, but people are trying to sell these cards at the highest price they possibly can. And I'll be real with you, I don't think this is a good price for this Luffy. I think this card is going to come down in price. It makes absolutely no sense to me how this Luffy card is so much more than all the other manga cards in the One Piece TCG. I mean, like, it is far outpacing the Zoro, the Nami, the Law, the first Shanks. I mean, like, it's competing as the second highest cost Luffy next to the Gear 5 Luffys at all the sets. I don't agree with that at all. I really do not think these prices reflect reality. I do think this is going to come down, so be careful with that. And that also includes the manga Ace and Sabo. Ace has been going around 1,800 Canadian, which is like, what is that? Which is about like 1,300 USD. Which I also believe this card is going to come down, although it is a really nice Ace, and of course the Sabo is the lowest of the three mangas, going for about 1,500. Now guys, these are still quite high prices for manga cards. I mean, I remember 6 months ago when the majority of the manga cards were sitting around $600. Now they're in the thousands, and it makes no sense. So we need to be careful about this stuff, and that's actually where I wanted to step into when it comes to my warnings. When new sets come out, people are trying to sell these cards for maximum profit. It is the worst time to be buying these cards, and you don't want to fall victim to that. I've done it a few times in the past, and you just feel stupid, right? I don't think these are good prices for these cards at the moment, and we'll have to wait and see. The Ace is a little debatable because it's a pre-errata card. Or it's an errata card, sorry, I'm just going to say errata card. So in wave 1 of this set, this card was misprinted and put in. So in a way, I actually think that's going to add some interesting value to OP-13. This box is technically a wave 1 box. I think Wave 2 comes out in December. So theoretically, we could have a Romance Dawn type thing with Wave 1 and Wave 2, where depending on which wave the box was from, will actually impact its value. So I do think that's quite interesting. And actually, it's kind of fun to see because we don't see enough errata cards, if you ask me, and I think it's fun when they make that mistake. Now, let's talk about the God cards before we get into like the real chase cards. So guys, this is kind of what got me last time, and I wish I did more research. So when I was talking about the Gorsay cards, I thought these were the cards. I thought there was no other version. They were all going to look like this. I had no idea that we had these God pack only Gorsay cards, which is super interesting and has never really been done before. Now, in terms of price action, I've been seeing people try to sell the whole set, including Emu, which, Emu's not anything special. He's just a leader, but including all of the God Pack Gorsay cards, I've been seeing people try to sell like the whole set for about $3,000 to $4,000 Canadian. So maybe like $2,500 USD. And to be quite frank with you, like, there's been a lot of hot takes on these cards. There's been a lot of people saying they're going to go down. There's a lot of people saying they're going to stay up. And if I'm being really honest with you guys, I think the truth is somewhere in the middle. I think these cards will probably be below $1,000 each. I think the Gorsay are a significant part of the story. And I also know that Gege Akutami himself did the artwork for these cards. So don't get me wrong, I think there will be demand for them, but prices are inflated right now, and it's really hard to tell if these prices will reflect reality, but who knows, maybe we start to realize that there are not many God packs, and I can't imagine there are, of the Gorsay. Nonetheless, I do think these prices are quite inflated right now, and I think you should be careful. Now, let's move on to the red drop mangas, the red mangas. I'm just going to call them the red mangas. I personally haven't looked at the pull rates yet. I haven't done a whole lot of research on them yet. We're going to find out more about this now soon. I've been waiting for the masses to get a hold of the cases and stuff like that. But these cards are selling for crazy prices. I'm seeing people trying to sell this Luffy for $7,000, $8,000. I think we've seen that on eBay. $6,000 US, $7,000 US. Absolute insane prices. And guys, I'm be real with you. I just don't know if it's going to be worth it. Could I see this card being worth, I don't know, $2,500, $3,000 Canadian, $2,400 US? Yes, I could. Maybe even a little bit higher. But the fact that it is literally selling for $7,000, $8,000, guys, is just hype, This is just a massive hype train. We've never seen this before in the One Piece TCG, like this God Pack thing, these complete changes in the manga, this new variation of manga cards, it's really shaken the market up, and I don't feel like the market is yet really decided what price these things should be. Now, obviously, if the pull rates of these are astronomically low, like I'm talking like 0.0001, like if there's only like 500 of these cards in existence, they're gonna be high price, right? But until we get these pull rates and start to really see the market reflect that, we're kind of just left in speculation. And I mean, like we're seeing here, this listed median price for the Sabo is almost $6,000 US, which is just silly, guys. It's silly. Let's look at the top cards in One Piece right now. You could literally buy the top Luffy manga Gear 5 card for less than that, okay? This I would argue is probably the ultimate chase card in the One Piece TCG, or one of them. Same with Gold Roger. Currently, these cards sit at the top. And you're telling me that this is worth all of that? This is worth more than all of that? I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. It's really nice. It's cool. But, like, I just don't see the value. I just don't get it. It's cool. It's a cool variation, but, like, the price is just ridiculous. Now, again, these are just my opinions. I would seriously consider waiting, sitting on your hands if you plan on buying one of these. These prices are just ridiculous, guys. They're just too high. Now, obviously, kind of taking a step down from all of that, we've got the wanted posters. I do think the Ace price is pretty interesting right now. Errata cards are pretty exciting, and collectors do love them. The wanted posters, as we expected, are, going to be the price they are. I've been seeing this Luffy for about 300 Canadian. It's going for about 200 US. I think these prices are going to come down a bit. I think the Ace will probably be highest for a while, if not gonna go higher because, again, it's an error print, right? So if anything, it adds value to this box, which is super interesting. We've got a manga event card, which, you know, the market doesn't really believe these are worth that much. I personally love these, but they're really nice. And, you know, these SPs are beautiful. I actually pulled this Luffy SP from my first box, which was super awesome. And the price has actually gone up a little. It's gone up quite a bit, although pretty sure it's been selling for about 150 US anyways. But overall, guys, I think OP-13 is a phenomenal set. It's an anniversary set. I think it has a lot of great things in it. But I do think if you're looking to buy singles, I think you want to be smart. I think you probably would want to wait. I do think these prices are going to come down. I think the only card that is probably not going to come down the way I think it is going to be the Wanted Ace. Honestly, I think the Wanted Ace is probably the only card it's probably not going to come down. And we're gonna have to wait and see with the red mangas because they're really new. But I do also think the Gorsay are going to come down. I think the God Pack Gorsay cards will come down. I don't think they're going to come down astronomically, but I do think they will come down. But guys, at the end of it all, we need to be careful. We need to know that when a new set drops, you know, you wanna make sure you get the best price you can. I know it's exciting seeing people with these cards, and you want to get them, but they're always going to be around for the most part. And you know, if you ask me, the best time to buy these cards is when you wait like maybe a couple weeks and maybe a month or two, and then we kind of actually see the reality of the price of these cards. But anyways, guys, with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. I do appreciate you guys. I really wish you luck if you happen to get one of the OP-13 boxes. Oh, and before I forget, yeah, there is the chase card. We were going to talk about that. In the box topper, you have a chance to pull this Luffy. He's not serialized. He looks like a serialized card, but it's currently selling for about $1,000. I feel like the price of this will come down. There's nothing really significant about this other than the fact that it's a fun little chase card. It does have the cool arrows on it, you know, the holographic arrows that you see on Treasure Cup cards, which are cool. I think it's a really fun card. I can see this card coming down to maybe like $500, $600. Again, it's not serialized, and it looks like a serialized card too, so it's a little confusing there, but nonetheless, still a really cool card. And you know, if you're lucky to pull one, I'm jealous of you. I envy you. But anyways, guys, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Good luck with your pulls, and I will see you in the next video.